You're 8 years old, and the air in the hallway feels heavy, like a storm that hasn't broken yet. You don't go to your room to play. You stand by the door, listening to the tone of a voice or the weight of a footstep. You aren't checking for monsters under the bed, you're checking the emotional temperature of the adults in the room. You learned to read faces before you could properly read a chapter book. You became an expert in the subtle shift of a jawline or the specific silence that means danger. Most kids are allowed to be messy, loud, and inconvenient, but you realized early on that being easy was your only currency. If you were quiet, if you were helpful, if you were invisible, maybe the house would stay quiet too. You didn't just grow up, you performed a heist on your own childhood. You traded your playfulness for a hypervigilance that felt, at the time, like maturity. People called you wise beyond your years. They meant it as a compliment, but it was actually a symptom. Wisdom is something you earn through reflection. This was a survival strategy you had to build in the dark. Now you're an adult, and you're tired in a way that sleep doesn't seem to fix. You find yourself apologizing for things that aren't your fault, just to keep the peace. When someone asks what you want for dinner, your brain goes completely blank. It's because for decades, what you want was a secondary concern to what they need to stay regulated. You are a master of the pivot, changing your personality to fit the person standing in front of you. You feel like a collection of mirrors reflecting everyone else's needs back at them. But when you look in the mirror yourself, you're not sure who is looking back. This is the cost of parentification, the psychological term for a child who had to act as the emotional anchor for their parents. It's not just about doing the dishes or watching younger siblings. It's about being the person who manages the family's secrets, the family's grief, and the family's rage. You were the tiny shock absorber for a vehicle that was far too heavy for you. In psychology, we talk about the internalized superego, a voice that tells you that you are only valuable when you are useful. If you aren't solving a problem, you feel like you're failing. If you sit still for 10 minutes, a low-level anxiety starts to hum in your chest. Productivity isn't a goal for you, it's a shield. As long as you are working, fixing, or helping, no one can see how empty you feel inside. You have a hard time accepting help because to your younger self, help was a trap. Help meant you were weak, and in your house, being weak meant being a target or a burden. So you became the person everyone calls in a crisis, the strong friend, the one who has it all together. But being the strong friend is lonely because no one ever thinks to check on the person who is always doing the checking. You carry a deep, quiet resentment that you would never admit to. You're angry that you had to be the adult when you were only a child, and you're even angrier that you don't know how to stop being the adult now. You look at people who are carefree with a mixture of envy and judgment. You think they are irresponsible, but really you're just mourning the fact that you never got to be like them. Your strength is actually a very old, very thick suit of armor. It protected you when you were small and vulnerable. It kept you safe from the unpredictability of the people who were supposed to protect you. But now that armor is getting heavy. It's hard to hug someone when you're wearing steel plates. It's hard to feel the warmth of the sun when you're locked inside a helmet. The realization usually comes in a quiet moment, maybe while driving home or standing in the shower. The realization that you don't actually have to be the strongest person in every room. That the world won't end if you drop the ball, that people might still love you even if you aren't useful to them. This isn't about blaming your past, it's about acknowledging the weight you've been carrying. You were a child who was asked to carry a mountain. It's okay to put the mountain down now. It's okay to be too much. It's okay to be not enough. It's okay to just be. You aren't a failure for being tired. You're just a human who started the race too early. Take a breath. The storm has passed. You can come out of the hallway now.